Ray Sean Appleton.
And this is Hebrews in
Exile.
Exile.
Almost forgot my name. You hit me with that. I was in the middle of doing something. You started. I was like, oh, we're ready. Sir, how are you?
I am well this evening.
Good. Good. That's always good to hear.
Been very
Good to
busy.
be seen.
Been very busy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to be here to share this discussion with you.
Good.
One more.
Again. Just to
Tell it.
like it.
Like it.
T.I.
is.
Yes, sir.
So,
I was going to corner you. I'm going to corner you. I'm going to beat you to it. How's the book coming?
which one?
The latest one.
What about my people?
Yeah, what about my people? How we doing?
You know, I was praying last night as I was laying my head on my pillow to the Most High about that piece of work. And I was telling him I need to be re-inspired.
Oh, reinvigorated.
Reinvigorated to work on it some more.
Okay.
Because I haven't been working on it at all.
Oh.
I've had no inspiration to work on
it. It's a robust work.
It is. And not only is it a robust work, having to go through all of the pros and cons that are associated with in Christianity that our people have become attached to show them in this writing how off they are.
Oh.
It's historical. It's scientific. And it's directly dealing with all of the idioms and all of the stuff that we've been born into that do not line up with Scripture. And I got waylaid dealing with we're not under the law.
Oh.
That piece right there, I started working on that, and it just kind of, and I'm going.
Took a life of its own.
Yeah,
It's got its own book.
Yeah,
it's a book
and
within a book.
I'm going like Father, we got to condense this, because the more I work on that, the more I get into Paul and now I got to explain all that. So it's just I just haven't been inspired to work on it.
Yeah, I mean the two works that are preceding it are
like,
excellently done.
It's like a quilt. You
just keep stitching, keep putting that up. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes.
What's on your mind?
I don't know. We have these pontifications, these things that we think about during the course of the day as we continue to see things. And I'm just looking at the continuing declination of this nation. And I have to understand, again, I'm in exile.
Yeah.
I'm not a part of this, and this is going to sound a little unpatriotic for some people, but as far as understanding who I am and what nation I belong to, which is the kingdom of Hebrew Israel, I understand that I'm ultimately a transplant by way of my ancestors that were brought here because of their disobedience. It kind of trickles down through the dispensation of time. But one of the things I thought about was, this issue of continual obedience. For instance, my mind went back to the beginning. Adam and Eve. The Most High gave them a command, which was, do not eat from that tree, because on the day that you eat from it, you will surely die. Gave them a mitzvot, gave them a command. Everything the Most High made in those first 5 days follows the commands of the Most High. This is true. The sun was created, I believe, and the moon was on the fourth day, with the luminaries in the sky, and they were prescribed mitzvot that they have to follow day in and day out. Do they not?
Yes.
The sun rises in the east.
Yes.
Sets in the west every single day.
Yes.
So everything is in its perfection because the Most High said it was good because it followed the ways of the Most High, the things that the Most High prescribed them to do.
Yes.
It's not until we get to man that as he's created, he gets a commandment. And what happens? Who shows up? There's a cunning little serpent. Y'all, we've been taught it's the devil showed up.
It's not the devil.
Right.
There's no
no devil there.
The Most High didn't create a devil.
Right. Satan doesn't show up. No. It was a serpent that showed up. Who could talk intelligently into Eve?
Yeah.
What's he starting to do? He's starting to coerce her into, or doing it about in a cunning way to kind of throw her off a little bit, right? Kind of, let me introduce this idea to you, which gets away from the edict of what the Most High is. So I was thinking about that and saying, okay, is that not the same thing that has happened to us?
Yes.
Purely
Yes.
is this serpent mindset of cunningness that when our people are presented with something,
Yes.
it's wrapped in a nice little pretty package.
Yes.
And we fall for it, and all the Most High was asking us to do was be obedient. It's like almost going back to the beginning and saying, okay, you still haven't got it right. All I'm asking for you to do is to be obedient to what I asked you to do. And therefore, all the benefits and blessings that come from that, whether that be the fruit of the Spirit, the fruit of your body, whatever that is, the loins of those blessings that are spelled out for us in Devarim chapter number 28, as we go and observe the ways of the Most High, will be granted to us. So I was kind of thinking about that to say, you know, it's like these analogies and metaphors of just, again, being obedient to what the Most High has asked us to do.
One of the things that is very important to the creative mind, to the creative man, is learning how to be totally obedient to the Most High.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I spent my weekend amongst a pack of Christians.
He said a pack of them. Okay.
And
I love the eloquence.
and therein did I understand. It is very difficult for Christian people to acquiesce to the truth of the Father's word. That's difficult.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because it has a surrounding, it's surrounded by norms, accepted norms that are not the norms of the Most High. So in order to even penetrate that point, you have to dissect the norm. But in dissecting the norm, you have to get them to agree that the norm doesn't resonate with scripture text, but you can't get them to do that because they do not know scripture text.
Agreed.
Now, with that being said, you can't get them to acquiesce to truth because all of their friends and all of their family are connected to this set of norms that they've made a part of their way of life, and that's you're not going to erase that.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Very difficult. Yeah.
So while I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all this, and I'm looking at things that I've said to certain people, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, I get it now. You can't accept the Father's truth because of the relationships that you have with these people, bishops and elders and so forth and so on.
Oh, so the loyalty that they have to
Yes.
a particular philosophy.
Yes.
Okay.
Because these people have, I mean, when you've lived in that, see, when you've lived in that life all of your life, I consider myself to be very blessed and to be very fortunate to have a mindset that desired to know truth at any cost.
Yeah.
And I was willing to set aside whatever it was I thought I knew to receive and understand the new thoughts and things that are coming out of the Hebrew text that are enlightening me. And I'm realizing that all of my healing was not at the resort of me calling on the name of Jesus, but all of my healing in my body came about because of the mercy and the gratefulness of the one who created this body.
And so, yeah, that's the disconnect that they're having, is they're attributing it to something that didn't really, because of the intent of where you're.
The Most High heals my body. The one who created it
Heals it. Yeah.
heals my body,
Yeah.
not some demigod.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So I'm listening to the narratives and so forth and so on, and I'm going, okay, I get it now. Because you still think that, and then the other fast point is that to them, because we have this norm that has established the Creator as being God, then all of the references are to God. Now, I'm going to say something. The Most High recognizes the ignorance in people, and he understands their lack of not knowing. And he understands that in their heart, even though you and I know that God is an idolatrous term, because it's the norm that has been established, that's the norm of the worldview. He recognizes that they are actually talking about him.
And don't know it.
So if you tell me that God healed me, then I'm supposing that you're talking about the Creator healed you. If you say that God did this and he did that for me, I know that the word assume has 3 letters in it.
The first 3.
Okay?
All right.
But I'm assuming that you're talking about the Creator, because you don't know any power other than God, as do all of the writers of scriptural documents. They use the word God. So in essence, people are listening to you and trying to think, well, where do you guys come off by saying that that's not a correct term? When it's the norm of the worldview. But just because it's the norm of the worldview does not make it right.
So,
For once you come to the knowledge of the truth, there therefore now remains no sacrifice for sin. That's the Hebrew writing. That's in the New Testament, but it's also in Leviticus chapter 1 and 2 when we deal with all the offerings. So now, you mentioned that the world, and you see, the thing about it is, we're focusing on the nation that we live in, as opposed to the worldview in which Hebrew Israel is confined to.
yeah.
I don't know what's happening to my brothers and sisters in Brazil. I don't know what's happening to my brothers and sisters in Barbados. I don't know what's happened to my brothers and sisters along the coastline and into the 4 corners of the world to which Hebrew Israel is scattered. So our testimony and our dialogue is confined to this this United States of America.
Right. It's what we have experiential knowledge with.
Which
yeah.
we have a clear knowledge of. Now, in this world that we live in, and I'm directing this more to our people who don't even know that they're the Father's people, but they are. I'm directing my conversation now to Hebrew Israel, even though they don't know that they're Hebrew Israel. There are different phases of illness to which people are confronted with in their bodies, and not only in their bodies but also in their mind. I'm not a psychologist, but I do know that the things that enter our mind also have an effect upon the outcome of our body.
Okay.
I know that stress
Oh, yeah.
is a contributor to a lot of maladies, a lot of sicknesses that happen in the body. It's stress. I know that certain things that you allow into the consciousness of your mind affect your body. And those things that you enter into the consciousness of your mind that affect your body also create illnesses and also create mental fragmentations of the mind, because the mind is the storehouse of information. It is also the hard drive upon which the body functions.
Okay.
So if the hard drive is contaminated, then the computer doesn't operate right.
That's true.
So if your mind is contaminated, your body is not going to function right. So I'm speaking about this from a spiritual perspective more than from a clinician's perspective, because I'm not a clinician.
Okay.
So let's look at some text here.
Okay.
And I'm going to wrap this around. If my mind is out of order and my body is out of order because my mind is out of order, then how do I fix that? Because it's fixable.
Okay.
Psalms 19.
19.
And I bring this up because I'm reading text and I'm trying to figure out, I don't see anywhere in our text where anybody had all these sicknesses in Israel.
That's true. That's very true. You're going to volley something to me. Before you go to 19,
Yeah.
let's go to Devarim 7.
Let's go.
This is the kind of almost is a nice tie-in to my opening statement and to where we're getting ready to go. Where does it say it? And
12, 7, 12, 7, 12.
7
and 12.
7 and 12. Is that
7
where
and 12,
it is?
yeah.
7 and 12. Okay, there we go. Because you are listening, I'm reading from the CJB, because you are listening to these rulings, keeping and obeying them. This is the Most High addressing Hebrew Israel. It says, Yahweh, your El, will keep with you the covenant and mercy that he swore to your ancestors. He will love you, bless you, and increase your numbers. He will also bless the fruit of your body and the fruit of your ground, your grain, your wine, olive oil, and the young of your cattle and sheep in the land he swore to your ancestors that he would give you. You will be blessed, more than all other peoples. There will not be a sterile male or female among you, and the same with your livestock. 15. Yahweh will remove some.
Don't say some. And I don't even have the text open on my open in front of me. It don't say Psalm.
Because I'm taking a page out of your book. You do that all the time when you get to that word, all.
Oh,
All illness from you. He will not afflict you with any of Egypt's dreadful diseases, which you have known. Instead, he will lay them on those who hate you. So there is a connotation here, or an idea here, that's being introduced via the mitzvot from the Most High, that says if you obey what I tell you to do, then when you matriculate into the land, there's no such thing as being sick.
yeah. Now, most people will say that that is a promise that the Most High is giving Israel when they're in the land.
Right.
However, I would like to use it also
Yeah.
in exile.
Okay.
Because if we're in exile and we're obedient to the Most High, I meant to look up my text and I didn't look it up. If your ways please me, I'll give you the desires of your heart.
I think it's in
not
Psalms.
worded that way in the Hebrew in the Hebrew text. It's worded that way, I think, in the other versions.
Okay.
But
Let me
it's
get it for you.
it's in the song. It's there. Now, how can I, in this exile, live my life in a state where I can be pretty much free from the kinds of things that bring darkness upon the soul, that bring darkness upon the body and the mind? Okay? There's a text says, I will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed upon me. So so we have to ask ourselves a question. Is the Most High lying to us? If he says, I will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed upon me. So now we have to ask ourselves a question. What does it mean to have our mind stayed upon him? And what is the source of healing that comes out of my being obedient to the Father's word? Now we have to remember something, okay? We have to remember that we're dealing with the aspect of that which is spiritual. Okay, it's like we're dealing with electricity. Okay? And we're dealing with electricity and the current that runs through that electricity to be able, that lights up and causes things to function. So the Father's word is like electricity that runs through the body and causes the body to function in its proper state. But we have to know what that is. The problem being is that Christianity has not taught this. So therefore, the majority of the population of their people are sick mentally and sick physically. Now,
Psalms 37 is where you want to go, by the way.
thank you. I want to write that down.
And you got to, it's actually 1 through 4. 4 is the culmination of the thought.
Okay. Now, let's look at something.
Okay.
Obedience to the Father's word is the key. I will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed upon me. But now we have to ask ourselves, what does that mean?
Okay. Meditation upon the Most High's ways and edicts for his people, having that guide your footsteps and understanding the power that wields behind it.
Exactly.
So there's something that's, like you said, there's an electricity, there's a force that's behind those mitzvot and keeping them, and having your mind meditate on those all the time keeps you in a state of peace.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's also a force of power that resides in the use of his name.
Oh, yes. Yes. those that call upon. Yep. And we getting ready to do that.
Psalms 19,
Okay.
7, I think it is, or 8. It depends on what Bible you're reading it in. The Torah of Yahweh is perfect, restoring the inner person, period. What's the inner person?
Your spirit.
The inner person is your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
It is the consciousness that holds everything that causes your body to function and to have its existence and thought and purpose. It runs through the inner person. It runs through your mind. So your mind is your mind is the hard drive that operates the whole rest of the body. If the mind is not in good state, then the rest of the body's not in good state. My mind tells me that I'm sick. And if I'm sick, my body's not in good shape. My mind tells me that I have this, and this. My mind tells me, and when my mind tells me that, it has an effect on the rest of my whole body and my thought process. If my thought process is disturbed by what my mind has interpreted as being something that's negative to me, now I'm in a state of worry. And if I'm in a state of worry, now I'm in a state of stress. And if I'm in a state of stress, I'm in a state where I'm starting to break down. But the text says, the Torah or the law of Yahweh is perfect, that restores the inner person. So the inner person can be restored, but it can only be restored by the Torah or the laws of the Most High. So now, if I talk about, I will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed upon me, what I need you to function on is the same thing that King David talks about in Psalms 119. I meditate upon your ways day and night.
Yeah.
So now my mind is stayed up on you and what you think about. Now, the instruction of Yahweh is sure, making wise the thoughtless. The precepts of Yahweh are right, rejoicing the heart. The mitzvot of Yahweh is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of Yahweh is clean, enduring forever. The rulings of Yahweh is true. They are right altogether, more desirable than gold, than much fine gold, also sweeter than honey, or drippings from the honeycomb. Through them your servant is warned. In obeying them, there is great reward. Now, when I operate, now remember, the Most High has created me. Jesus Christ didn't create me.
Sure didn't.
The Most High
Created
me. And when he created me, he gave me everything that I needed to have a successful journey through life. The only reason why my journey through life has not been successful is because I have not known his ways. I have not known his teachings, and I've lived in opposition to what he said, so I've been disobedient. So now if I'm disobedient, I have to ask myself, how can I be healed in my mind and in my body if I'm disobedient anyway to what he has given me to obey? But I can't obey something that I don't know. But that still doesn't negate the fact that because I don't know it, I'm not going to be affected by its negative outcome.
Absolutely. 100%. Agreed. Totally agreed.
So now, the Torah of Yahweh is perfect, restoring the inner person. The laws, the rules, the teachings of the Most High are there to restore the inner person. If I need my body healed, what where does the healing from my body come from?
Where does the healing from your body come from?
Yeah. If my body is sick and it's ill, where do I get? Where does my healing come from? You know this.
I want to hear how you answer this.
Don't look at me like you don't know this.
Because I could go couple of different ways with this one.
But I don't care which way you go. You're not going to be off.
Because I'm going to still wind up going to a mitzvot anyway.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Even now that I think about what I would use, what I'm using is a mitzvot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, where my mind immediately went to is rest.
Rest?
Which is we have a mitzvot about rest.
Okay.
Okay.
What else?
Okay. Healing in my body.
Yes. What mitzvot, what teaching has the Most High given us that will heal your body? Don't look at me like you don't know.
I'm supposed to be knowing these mitzvot too. Which one are you referring to?
What's the greatest healer of the body? Food.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He gives you one right there in Bereshit chapter number 129.
If we eat,
Yeah.
now many of the dietitians and doctors
Duh.
are now beginning to pick up on the fact that eating the proper or having the proper diet will heal a majority of the things that are in that are ailing you in your body.
See, and then okay, go ahead.
So now, if I know that eating leafy green vegetables and seed-bearing plants are a main contributor to a majority of things that I have going on in my body, high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, you name it.
Right. Cholesterol, all those types of things.
And if I'm eating those, then those things are going to heal my body.
Sure, absolutely. What you're made from, let us make, man, what the components that are used to even cultivate the things that you're supposed to consume is what you're made from.
Yeah.
So why not? Those minerals and all those types of things.
Yeah, there's a doctor that has a book out. I forget the name of it. I got it on my shelf, and he talks about healing through diet.
And right out of the gate, like we had mentioned, Bereshit chapter number 1, verse 29 is your receipt for that on what you're supposed to have.
Now, if your body is well, your mind is going to be well.
Yeah.
They work in harmony together. So now he says, I'm going to restore the inner person. The inner person of who we are is what holds all of the stuff that makes us function. So I need to go somewhere and understand what's going to be beneficial to my inner person. Well, what's going to be beneficial to my inner person is understanding the Father's laws, rules, and his teachings, because inside those they govern my thought process. They teach me how to be whole in my mind. They teach me how to deal with the things that are negative. They teach me how to not allow things to enter my inner person that are going to stress me out, that are going to be a burden on my body, that are going to bring these maladies into my body, that's going to cause me sickness. Because what? My meditation and my thought is always up on the positive energy, and that positive energy is the Most High.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, even if you take it a step further and say this, when we start talking about meditating on the text, we're starting to go over that particular those ideas as we go through our Shabbat teachings, where we're not only trying to understand, but we're also trying to understand the intent,
the intent and application,
and then the application.
Yes.
So if I'm meditating on that all the time, to say the intent of what the Most High is actually, and we're seeing all these, like we described it as this utopia of mitzvot that not only are beneficial for the body, but it's also beneficial for interpersonal relationships between people and the community at large upon which you live. So not only having that stress of interpersonal relationships being relieved, but you live in a community where you could even go so far as to say my environment that I live in
Yes.
is stressful.
Yes.
I live in not me personally, which
Yeah.
you probably do, so you live in Del Paso Heights, but
I
live in an environment
all of Del Paso Heights are not bad.
it's not bad. But there are some individuals, and we can say for our people, because of the area that we live in, adds a level of stress. The environment that we're in, that we place ourselves in.
So here's how. Here in my mind is how stress becomes tantamount in the body.
Okay.
When I meditate upon that which is negative. When I worry is meditating upon that which is negative and not positive.
Not positive. You know, somebody gave me I'm gonna take a side quest. Somebody gave me an old proverb about worry. They gave me a definition of it. They said, you know what worry is? They said, worry is like a rocking chair. You do a whole bunch of work, but you don't get anywhere.
Yeah. When you meditate upon that which is negative, it brings stress into your body.
Mm-hmm.
Stress manifests itself in many different ways. For me, when I'm stressed, my lats and my shoulders
Tighten up.
They tighten up and they get knotted and they're very painful.
Oh yeah, agreed.
But not only that, other things start to happen in my body because of that stress that's coming in my. So in order to eliminate stress in my body and eliminate the things that are negative that come at me, I talk to the Most High. And I tell the Most High, I have to borrow a page from across the street because it's a good proverb. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue, think on those things. So now what I have to do when I'm confronted with negative energy, I have to take that negative energy and change it into energy that's positive. How do I do that? I do that by calling upon the name of the Most High and turning to the things that are positive from Him and letting my mind and my consciousness be filled with positive energy that comes from the Most High.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. No, that's good. That's good. Is it? It's almost beneficial to the point of, matter of fact, getting on this early enough to where you're doing, so like this young generation is coming up and they're understanding and they're meditating on the ways of the Most High, and their lives are being governed by it, and they're obeying the ways of the mitzvot, which plays into this part of this longevity of life. You know, I'm thinking as maybe I am the age that I am now, and you're just coming into it and you have all the stress and whatnot. It's beneficial to matter walking the ways of the Most High, because as you get older, your body starts to, not be as receptive to things that you used to do.
Exactly.
And then adding that stress on top of that
Exactly.
is just going to weaken the system
Now,
even more.
the restoring of the inner person falls into the verbiage of King David.
Okay.
He says these words: I once was young,
But now
but now I'm old. Now listen to the words that follow. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. One of the things that bothers a lot of people is the fact that they're in a state of being forsaken. They're in a state of helplessness. But now we have to ask ourselves a question: why are they in a state of helplessness? We have to go back. We have to examine our life, and we have to determine, why am I in this state of helplessness? Well, there's a key. I've never seen the righteous forsaken. Now we have to understand, what is righteousness in the Most High's definition that can cause me not to be forsaken. What is that righteousness? It comes back to this word right here. It comes back to Torah. Understanding the teachings and the rulings of the Most High and applying those to my life. If I apply those to my life, I fall into the category of being righteous, whereby I can't be forsaken.
Right.
And if I fall into the state of righteous where I can't be forsaken, okay, nor will I be in a state of having to beg for bread. I won't be hungry. That's what the text is talking about.
Right. Which is a good segue into, again, your text, which talks about, if your ways please me, then I will give you the desires of your heart.
So now I'm in a state where I'm, which is stressing me out, because I'm losing my job. I don't have a job. What am I going to do? Well, the next question I have to ask you, would a righteous Elohim say to you, Psalms 37, 1 through 4, if your ways please me, I'll give you the, would he allow you to be in that state?
Right. Would he?
And if you're in that state, you have to ask yourself, what's the purpose of me being here? Okay. How long am I going to be here? Is there a way out? Now, the way out can only be that if the Most High is directing your steps in your path, and if you have been out of sync with the Most High, one of the ways that he chastises his people is bringing them through harsh situations because of your disobedience. Does he not?
Does. Yes, he does. Absolutely.
See, when we disobey him, then it's like all bets are off for him. He backs up, he throws his hand, he backs up, folds his arm, and whatever comes your way, comes your way. Okay, so be it. Which is where Hebrew Israel is today in this exile. They don't understand that the tragedies in life that are affecting them are because of their disobedience to the Most High. How can they fix it? Turn back to the Most High, turn back to his teaching and his way of life. But they can't do that because there's an elephant in the room.
Right. There's that roadblock.
You've got that norm of JC sitting there blocking. It's like the dam is blocked up. So you're not, the water's not flowing downstream.
Yeah.
The Spirit of the Most High is not flowing to the point where the rivers of water that provide life to your existence and your situation are reaching you. Because, number one, you're praying to the wrong person and you're expecting the wrong person to give you the answers to your situation.
Yeah. Maybe another way to look at that too is using your analogy, is the fact that that pureness of the Most High's water being dammed up by that is also a filtration device as well. What is it being filtered through? The Most High's word is being filtered through something that's being idolatrous. And when we have something that's, our water is getting filtered through something that has something in it, you're just going to induce, things that are foreign entities and things into your body that don't even need to be there. Because it's being filtered through something that's not even remotely close on what the Most High,
Exactly.
So, which is interesting.
So now, what is it that I really want? What does a person really want? A person really wants to be happy.
Okay.
The precepts of Yahweh are right, rejoicing the heart. So now if I want my heart to rejoice, I need to understand what those precepts are. I need to meditate upon them, because he says they are going to cause my heart to rejoice. If my heart is in a state of rejoicing, my heart is in a state of joy, my mind is in the right place, it blocks out all the negative forces that are coming in to try to drain the body and the mind from its life source.
Yeah.
Because the Most High's word is the life source.
Yeah. It's like you're explaining how this mental load of depression and insecurity and all those different things that we induce ourselves with, it gets eradicated because you're not dwelling on the negative aspects of life. You're dwelling on the abundance of what comes with it when you actually walk in the ways of the Most High.
So he says, so King David said, wash me.
Right. Right.
Purge me with hyssop.
Uh-huh.
What's he really saying? What's hyssop do?
Clean. It cleanses.
It cleanses. It cleanses the body of all of the impurities. The word of the Most High functions as hyssop. It cleanses our mind. It cleanses our being so that we get positive affirmations that keep the mind in a state where it's not dwelling on negative forces that cause us to tighten up and tense, and muscles get tight, and then the next thing you know, I'm sick, and I don't know why I'm sick. You're sick because you've been meditating upon the wrong thing.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And because you don't know the Most High's word.
Yeah. It's a pretty resilient piece of equipment that we possess. Not only do we see the abuses that people are taking out upon themselves because they're not walking in the ways of the Most High, but then also that mental load as well. It's pretty resilient.
I believe
piece.
there's a text that says, physician, heal thyself. I think there's...
As you're finding it, I want to quote something from Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse, it could be 29 or 32, depending on what text that you're using. But it also, again, this is a piece that's talking about just life. And it as you said, I want to apply that to what we're doing in exile. It says, this one says, therefore, you are to be careful to do as Yahweh, your El, has ordered you. You are not to deviate either to the left, to the right, or to the left. You are to follow the entire way which Yahweh, your El, has ordered you. So you will live. Things will go well with you. And you will, and it says, and. So that first portion is almost systemic to wherever you are. Things will go well with you. And you will live long in the land you are about to possess. So blessed. So this is almost kind of, you could look at it in a way to say, it's systemic wherever you are. See, as long as you're obeying the ways of the Most High as much as you can.
See, what I have to do if I'm in need of spiritual healing, if I'm in need of physical healing, okay, if I'm traumatized in my mind, healing is not going to come until we teshuvah, or we repent and tell the Most High that we're sorry for our negligence towards the things that He's given us to preserve our life. Because you see, the thing about it is, there's life in this world, and there's life in the world to come. I want to be as strong and I want to be as healthy as I possibly can be in this world. If I live my life in obedience to the Most High's word, and I govern myself according to it, and I don't want to call it work, but it is work. I have to work at being obedient.
Yeah.
Because my mind is always trying to take me someplace that's disobedient. Because we have within us, we have the issue of the Most High has given us this issue, this power of that which is good and that which is evil. And He's given us the right of choice. He's given us what evil looks like. He's given us what good looks like. And He's given us this right of choice. And good has to fight evil, because evil's always trying to take me away from that which is good. 100%. So I have to work. I have to work at being good. I have to work at my obedience. I have to think about it. I have to think about, I don't. I really like to stay in bed this Shabbat and not go to Shabbat service. It enters my mind. No, I've got to get my behind up out of my bed and congregate on the Shabbat like them. I need to obey.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
But I got to know what the thing. That's just one small thing. I've got to know what these teachings are, so that when the negative thoughts enter my mind, then the positive things that the Most High triggers it and kicks it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm doing things that are pleasing in the sight of the Most High.
I'm doing things that are pleasing in the sight of God. Psalms 103 by David.
All right.
Bless Yahweh, my soul. Everything in me, bless his set-apart name. Bless Yahweh, my soul, and forget none of his benefits. He forgives all your offenses. He heals all your diseases. He redeems your life from the pit. He surrounds you with grace and compassion. He contents you with good as long as you live, so that your youth is renewed like an eagle. So all of these affirmations are directed to one thing. They're directed to obedience.
Obedience. And yeah, that's commonality against all of it.
If you want the force, and see, we Hebrews don't deal with devils. There's the devil didn't make you do it.
Do nothing. Yeah.
The devil didn't enter your mind.
That's all.
Those are all thoughts that that you have laid up in your mind and you've thought about, and they've entered into your thought process. A matter of fact, there's a text in Proverbs that you lay up on your bed. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm thinking about it.
See, you know, now that I think about that whole dichotomy that's going over there across the street, and I think about this word comes to mind, accountability. Even in the mind of the supposed believer, they have an accountability issue that's over there. If I do something incorrect, then this individual paid it all. Just put it on him. He'll take care of everything. If I did something incorrect, all I got to do is just put it on him. It's not my fault. I mean, I don't really take accountability for it, because the process of actually taking accountability is actually doing some type of atonement, or at least teshuvah, turning away from what you did. You're not going to end up doing it again. It's a behavioral thing. Take accountability for what you did. You had a part to play in it. Own that piece.
Yeah.
But then also when you look at the component of, that's the JC component, and JC and the Paulettes component. But then you also look at the devil too. What you just said, the devil made me do it. Where is the accountability for anything over there? It's like you're exonerated from everything that you do. It's never you. And if it's never me and I can put it on somebody else, then I never am compelled to change, because I can just divert everything to somebody else, which is not the way the world works. Clearly in reality, it doesn't work that way. But for some odd reason, it's my egregious acts that I commit against the highest power known can be diverted to someone else.
Yeah.
Which is an instant. It's just. All I'm saying is just their postulations are really consistent, even in the realm of an evil dynamic.
Yeah.
I was influenced. It can't be me because the devil made me do it.
Yeah. You see, and we have to realize that the accuser can be anything.
Yeah.
The accuser can be.
The adversary can be.
The adversary can be anything and anybody.
Mm-hmm. The adversary can be yourself.
And exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm my own worst enemy.
Because you see, when we do that which is wrong, doing that which is wrong comes out of the consciousness of your own mind. And how do I know that? Because you know. Mm-hmm. Nobody has to tell you that what you're doing is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is it that a little baby who hardly knows how to talk and understand crawls around, gets into the flour bin and spills flour all over the floor, and you come and admonish him, and that child looks at you like, oh, I did wrong.
Did something wrong. Yeah.
And it looks like, oh, I got caught. Because the child, in the consciousness of his mind, knows that what he's doing is not the right thing to do.
Right. Right. That's interesting. I one of my we had that happen with one of our kids. Something was there, they broke it and they hid it, so nobody could find it.
Yeah.
And then you come back around like, where did it happen to this little trinket, or what's going on? And you find it hidden up underneath something. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you knew that. Nobody had to tell you that.
Exactly.
But you knew it.
Exactly.
You come programmed like that.
This is me talking.
Okay.
I believe that if a person lives his life according to the rules and the teachings of the Most High, he will live long.
Mm-hmm.
He will be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
If he learns how to meditate upon the things of the Most High, his mind will stay clear.
Mm-hmm.
When people try to attack you and cause you to think and meditate upon things that would cause you stress,
Mm-hmm.
you turn to the Father's Word and eliminate the stress. Matter of fact, you know that I have had a lot of situations in my life that could have been very stressful to me.
Uh-huh.
I chose not to allow them to be a part of my thought process,
Mm-hmm.
which would deny me the ability to sleep
Yeah.
peacefully
Mm-hmm.
and to rest.
Right.
How did I do that? I told the Most High, number one, I do not want these negative forces into the consciousness of my mind that would prevent me from having peaceful rest and peaceful sleep.
Mm-hmm.
2, I do not want to stress over things that I have no control over that are negative.
Mm-hmm.
You said, if my ways please you, I'm going back to your word. You would give me the desires of my heart. That's the desire that's in my heart. Do you know what? I sleep in perfect peace.
100%. Every single time.
I'm not worried about it. Do I have enemies? I'm like David. I'm like King David. I got a lot of enemies.
You got some enemies, yeah. Yeah.
King David said it was even one of my own household. I got people in my own household that are my enemies. But I don't let that stress me. I don't meditate upon it.
Right.
I can't control that.
Right.
Whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, if there be any virtue, I meditate upon those things.
Mm-hmm.
I like jazz.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put my headpieces in my ear, and I'll listen to jazz. I'll let that flow through mind that blocks out all of that noise.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody said, well, why don't you listen to Christian music? Because all the Christian music is idolatrous.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
And I have to, if I'm going to listen to it, I have to find some music that doesn't talk about Jesus, doesn't talk about God, and doesn't talk about Lord. I have to find something that's pure enough that I can listen to that will do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
So music, good music that is amoral, blocks out the noise of that which would be negative to me, would cause me to have different thoughts that would cause me to worry.
Mm-hmm.
I am an octogenarian. I don't have time to worry.
I don't have it. You don't have nothing left.
I don't have time to worry.
Yep.
So I want my body whole. I want my mind whole. I want to have strength in my body to do the things that I want to do every day. What do I want to do? I want to get my exercise. I want to go to the golf course and I want to hit that ball.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to hit it like an old deprived old man who can't move. I don't want to do that. I have an ego.
He said that hurt my feelings.
I got an ego there.
Right.
See? So my prayer to the Most High is to give me the strength that I need to have to carry out and function in anything that I put my mind to today. Give me the strength to do that. Give me the functionality in my body to do that. When I lay down at night to go to sleep, I ask the Most High, allow me to sleep in perfect peace. Let my dreams be dreams that are pleasant dreams. And when I wake up in the morning, give me the strength to carry out whatever action or whatever thing that comes into my mind that I want to do today. I need you to give me the strength to do that.
Okay.
On my part, I'm going to do my part to not just lay here and be lazy, but I'm going to do my part to keep my body in some sense of strength that I'm able to carry that out. What do I need to do? I need to eat right.
100%.
I need to get a proper amount of rest. I need to thank him every morning and every day when I arise. I need to thank him for what he's done for me that I've asked him to do for me. And I have to tell you, Moray R.B. Holman Jr. is in pretty good shape. Sometimes I have aches and pains that come into my body. They just show up. And I don't know if it's Arthur, but they show up. You know what I do? I come back and I put this word on him.
Right. You know what you sound like? You sound like King David. All throughout the Psalms. He pontificates all the time about having these issues come against him all the time, and then he meditates on the word of the
Most High.
And let me ask you another question. Can I take a side quest real quick? Okay. You have been for a while in your former life, you were a Pentecostal pastor. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any text that you can, because you said that you were engulfed in this rank Christianity. I shouldn't say that. You were engulfed by Christians.
Yes.
Is there a specific text that you can recall preaching about, or it talks about in the text across the street that's specific about healing?
Yeah.
Like we have specific texts, but is there a text that you can what? I'm trying to rember. By
his stripes we are healed.
By his stripes we are healed.
Nothing out of the Hebrew text. The Hebrew text says there is a balm in Gilead.
Okay.
Okay. Physician, heal thyself. I think that's over in one of the prophets that he talks about that.
Okay.
But the main subject of healing comes from by his stripes we are healed.
So as if to say, his getting beat.
Yes.
Is
yes
the way that you get healed.
Yes. And of course, the text that says, if there be any sick among you, call for the elders of the church. They will anoint you with oil and pray the prayer of faith, and the prayer of faith shall raise you up.
Okay.
I mean, that's all over there.
Who's talking? Who's saying that? Who is saying that?
Most of that's Paul.
So that's the point that I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Is that all the text that we've read this evening is very specific about the Most High assigning a formula as to which healing and longevity of life actually happens.
Yeah.
By observing the mitzvot, and that's the main component of the equation. But then also there's subcategories of that talk about physical pieces that are encapsulated within the mitzvot themselves. And we just got done talking about the mental component as well. I found this, I'm not saying I found this text, but there's a text that's over in Shemot, or Exodus, chapter number 15. Because I know that and across the street, they, say if we're dwelling on, JC, then he's, like you said, by his stripes we are healed. But prior to that, for Hebrews, and I'm going to quote 15 and 26 of Shemot. So Shemot 15 and 26. He said, if you will listen intently to the voice of Yahweh, your El. Do what he considers right. Now I'm going to read that again. You missed that. Okay. Do what he considers right. Pay attention to his mitzvot and observe his laws. I will not afflict you with any of the diseases I brought on the Egyptians, because I am Yahweh, your healer.
So I'm not going to bring any diseases on you that I put on the nations.
Exactly. I am Yahweh, Yahweh Rapha. So that's what that means in Hebrew. We use that from time to time. Yahweh Rapha, Yahweh Savaot, Yahweh, there's El Shaddai, all these attributes of the Most High, which in this one is specificity for healing. When you call upon the name of the Most High's attribute, which is to heal, Yahweh Rapha.
Yeah.
So I'm saying in that particular instance, is there anything that's to its equivalent across the street that says, no, if you do X,
you gotta come across the street and get our text to make it work.
To make it work. Okay. So I'm just saying that's an interesting piece, because when we direct people in talking about who the firstborn is from the Most High, we direct them to Shemot chapter number 4, verse 22, because it's very specific. Because they like to say, okay, well, and, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, and we say, well, that's not true, because there's evidence in text that speaks to the firstborn of Hebrew Israel being, firstborn of the Most High is Hebrew Israel. Same here. Is the only place that I'm seeing in text where there's specificity on who is doing the healing is the Most High. And I'm trying to, other than the text, that's why I asked you, other than the text that you quoted, is there something that's very specific from the mouth of the Most High that says across the street the same equivalent that's here? Which is the answer to the question is obviously no.
So Malachi 3 actually is, depending on what Bible you're looking at,
okay,
3:14, or it could be 4 and 2, depending on what you're looking at.
Okay.
But you who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness will arise with healing in its wings, and you will break out leaping like calves released from a stall. You will trample the wicked. They will be ashes under the soles of your feet. On the day when I take action, says Yahweh Sabaoth. So now we realize that Malachi is actually talking about a time during the Messianic era. Mm-hmm. However, he says, but to you who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in his wings, period.
Mm.
Okay? So the
I got to get that for you. Come on.
So the condition of healing is always going to be tied to that which is righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way a person can be righteous is by obeying the teachings of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way.
Piggybacking, giving you a receipt on your postulation or your thought on positive, no negative dwelling, the Most High. When I dwell on the text, it's this idea of I'm dwelling on something that's good, which is going to reinvigorate me. Proverbs chapter number 17, verse 22. I think might back this up.
Proverbs what?
Proverbs 17 and 22 states this. It says, a happy heart is good medicine, but a low spirit saps one's strength.
There you go. There you go.
That backs up your whole entire dissertation on
exactly. So
what
now
makes a happy heart.
So now then, how the only way my heart can be happy is through the Torah, the laws, the teachings of the Most High.
Yep.
It's the only way they can be happy.
100%.
It's the only way my heart can rejoice.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you and I as teachers of this, okay, this is what our life consists of now. We have other things that we do.
Sure.
But within the framework of everything we do, the heart and soul is our mind is always upon the Father's laws and his rules and his teachings. Mm-hmm. We're always talking about, what did Yahweh say?
100%.
If we're talking to somebody, we're talking about, what did Yahweh say? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If we're having fun within the confines of Torah, because Torah, it gives you the liberty and freedom to be able to enjoy life.
100%.
It doesn't constrain you from life. Mm-hmm. It gives you the freedom and liberty to have life and enjoy yourself. Mm-hmm. You want to go dance and be merry? Go dance and be merry. There's no law that says you can't dance and be merry.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Music is amoral.
Mm-hmm. It's only until you put
Yeah.
words to it that
Yeah.
kind of dictate
Yeah.
the direction it's going in.
I mean, I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy jazz. I go to jazz concerts. I enjoy them. Mm. There's nothing that says I can't go do that. Mm-hmm. Over in Christianity, you all got rules and policies that don't line up with the Most High's word, and the ones that you should line up, you don't know. And so you're making policy and you're making rules that define what holiness is that don't line up with Scripture.
At all.
I know that because I lived that all of my life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My father defined holiness based on policy. Mm. If you were a Jew, you weren't holy. we went through a phase. If you had a television, you wasn't holy.
Now come on.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I know you make. Come on.
No.
I heard about the skirts. I heard about the makeup. I heard about the jewelry. I heard about bowling. I've never heard about no TV.
I went off to school to the University of Nevada, Reno.
Okay.
I was before I got married, so I was 17. I went off I was 17. Mm-hmm. During my age time of 17 in my father's house, the television was disconnected. Okay. Weren't supposed to have a television in your house.
And the justification was because it's just not holy.
Yes.
Based on what? What was not holy about it?
But that's my point.
Okay, so there you go. It doesn't go any further than that.
Because I was see, there's a difference between being a heathen and being a sinner.
I got to hear this. This is not a doctrine I was raised on. So that's why I want to hear this. I'm sitting on my edge of my seat. Explain this to me. What's the difference between a sinner and a heathen?
Although they use it synonymously.
Okay, but what's the difference? Because there has to be one. You just enumerated it. Okay, so a heathen is.
I came back home from school on the weekend. I brought my boys with me to my father's house, and the television was disconnected. I hooked it all up.
And then you got called a heathen. Okay.
I hooked it all up.
That rascal.
Platform shoes and bell-bottom pants were out in the I forget what
70s.
year. 70s, okay.
Yes, 60s, 70s, 70s.
So
hardcore.
I came to church on a Sunday. I had on some burgundy bell-bottoms and some platform shoes. I sat on the back pew. Uh-huh. And I was condemned like a mug. I was condemned like a mug.
You didn't look holy. Okay, so I'm just following the thought process because you're
whoa.
Okay.
we had a youth convention every year in Fresno, and all the churches and their choirs would come down for this youth convention. Our choir, of course, was a very good choir and very well known, and we had our
Granted.
and we had our dress decor. Our dress decor was pastel blue and black.
Oh, okay.
Blue blouses, black skirts.
Okay.
I'm the choir leader. I went down and I bought me a blue blazer.
Okay.
A powder blue, a powder blue blazer.
Okay.
It had an insignia crown on the pocket.
Oh, it did. Okay. You was suited and booted, gated and tailored.
My father asked me, "Where are you going with that?" I said,
To direct the choir. Where else?
The choir. He says, "Not in that." And I go, "What's wrong with that? What's wrong with what I got on?" That's worldly. You see, I'm not being critical of him. It's just that the narrative of how our Christian fathers defined holiness had nothing at all to do with Scripture. Had to do with policy, and it had to look like the world view. You can't look like the world.
Wow. And now thinking about that, that had nothing to do with aesthetics.
No.
Had everything to do with your actions, intents, and behavior patterns that you exhibit. Because we can go out and we look just like them going out there.
Well, I mean,
we blend in, but our ways are totally different.
Now, if I would have known better then, I would have said, well, Joseph looked just like the Egyptians.
He sure did.
He dressed like the Egyptians. His brothers didn't even recognize him.
When they first saw him, yep.
But though he looked like them and he dressed like them, he never abdicated who he was and what he stood for.
100%. 100%.
So anyhow, getting back to this and closing this discussion on healing out.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not a clinician. I'm not a psychiatrist. But the Most High is. And the Most High has given us, he says, I've given you all things pertaining to life and set apartness. I've given you that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you understand what I've given you, there's no reason for you not to be whole. And the reason why a lot of our people are not whole is because they lack the ability of total obedience.
100%. And there it is.
And there it is.
Man, full circle.
I mean, this is a side note. Why is a person messed up in their mind? That starts with their environment.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with what you do in that environment. Contributes to everything that's going on in your body. If your environment is evil, then your mindset is going to be evil, and that's going to generate
stress,
negative forces. But those negative forces are not from the devil. They're your negative forces.
Right. Which it gets back to that true statement. I'm a product of my environment. This is what this environment produced on how I function. And see things.
Why does a person commit suicide? A person commits suicide because they get into a place of hopelessness. There's no hopelessness in Torah. If I'm meditating upon the things that are germane to the Most High and His Word, and they are part of my spirit source, my life source, that life source feeds spirit life into me that allows me to not feel hopeless. But it gives me the sense of feeling that I have life, I have joy,
Yeah.
I have peace.
Yeah.
Because a person who commits suicide has no peace. Why doesn't he have peace? It all flows out of the all out of the mind into the heart that causes you to react and do something because you feel like you're in a state of helplessness and hopelessness. That's because you are not connected to the life source. If I'm connected to the life source, I always have hope.
Yeah.
Because the text says to me, it restores the inner person. If you're around negativism, you're going to be negative.
Right. If you go in a room full of smoke, you're
If
going
you
to come out smelling like smoke.
If you're around things that are evil, then that evil thought is going to become a part. It's not an evil spirit. It's an evil thought that comes into your mind because you enter the eye gate, enters the mind. Smells enter the nose. Things that go into your body enter your body that work against the spirit. And anything that goes into your body, your mind that works against the spirit disconnects you from the spirit. You're out there on your own, which now leaves you with a thought process of being alone and hopeless and helpless.
Yeah.
And by the time somebody tries to get to you to help you out, you've already executed the thoughts in your mind, and there you are, lost.
Yeah. It's a powerful sentiment to be able to, again, tap into that source of power and actually have your mind reformed to be able, because you're not dwelling on those, like
And
you said,
see,
negative
and see,
issues.
people come to us.
Awesome.
People come to us and want us to have a prayer line and lay hands on them and pray for them. I can't do that.
Right.
Because one of the things is when you lay your hands on another person, you become one with them, and you can become one with their negative situation. And if they're not willing to let go of what is bothering them, and if they're not willing to accept the ways of the Most High and walk in it, my laying hands on you, slapping you with grease ain't going to do a doggone thing. You'll be in the prayer line again next week.
Let me ask you
for
this.
the same thing.
Let me ask you this while we're on that. Do we have a mitzvah that says that we're to lay hands on anything?
No, except only to anoint a king, and
But
to
that's
and,
just to
and
put
to
the oil on them.
and to anoint the set apart objects.
So anytime that we see any laying of hands on anything, it's a transfer of. I'm thinking of the issue of the scapegoat.
Yes,
Where
it's a transference.
It's a transference of the sin of that person onto whatever object that is, and that happened to be that scapegoat. No sins go out. So it's that, in the sense of laying hands on something, that's a transfer of something from something to somebody else.
So here's the deal. Let's talk about that. So the New Testament is filled with this idea of Jesus' healing power.
Okay.
Where he stretched out his hand, he laid hands on blah, 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 and they were healed, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So I went through this because there was a time when I was studying
Deliverance ministry?
I was studying the healing ministry.
Okay.
And I was learning all of the mechanisms and all the things that were happening. And the power which is in the person, me, laying my hands, should be transferred to you, that provides the healing for you. So if I look at Benny Hinn Hinn's laying his hands on people falling out to supposedly getting healed.
Yeah. Like that can't be faked, but okay. Right.
You see? So we have, where does this come from? This comes out of the New Testament. It doesn't come out of the Hebrew text. It comes out of the New Testament.
Yeah. I'm seeing that to say, okay, I don't even think we have one that even talks about that.
No,
Only if it's a transfer from
I was trying.
the sins of the people or
I was
sins of
trying-
something onto something else.
I was trying to find.
That's not a.
I was trying to find something. I couldn't find it. I know that Hezekiah became ill.
Now, okay, now let's take a step back for a second. I don't want to get too, because when we get over into like Elijah and Elisha, okay, so there's this portion of text where I think it's Elisha or Elijah. Correct me if I'm wrong. One of the two. I'm in the ballpark.
young boy that was sick.
Healed the boy that he ended up dying.
Yeah.
And he laid on him and he came back to life. So how, if I was to make the statement that I just made and then go ahead and quote the prophet.
Well, but you see, I have to quote the prophet within the framework of the prophet. Who was the prophet? The prophet was working on behalf of the Most High.
Okay.
The prophet was 100% in compliance, Torah-wise, with the Most High. The prophet was operating at the behest of the Most High, which is different. See, if I put myself off, well, I'm operating on the behalf of God.
Now we get into the issue. Now I got a mitzvot that I got to go to. And when it talks about these prophets and these soothsayers, that even if something does come to pass, that
Exactly.
that they say they say, okay, we should go after follow other Elohims. You're still not to follow them, even if it does come to pass.
13.
So, okay, so in that instance, I could explain it and say, okay, well, yes, he's operating on the behalf of the Most High. Mitzvot-wise, we don't have anything like that, but he was told to do something very specific in that specific situation. That's not a common occurrence.
He's operating at the behest of the Most High.
Okay.
He is the Most High's prophet. The Spirit of the Most High is upon him. So we want to think that the Spirit of the Most High is upon us. But I have to question that, because the Spirit of the Most High doesn't dwell in anything that's not clean.
Well, that's what the issue is to say, for those that want to go ahead and say, well, okay, I can use that issue with Elijah or Elisha and say that I have that same spirit too, but you're not using the same spirit or calling on the same, because we spoke about that and saying the Yahweh that you're, JC that you calling on has no power like Yahweh,
Now, I'm going
the
to
all-existent one.
I'm going to say this in closing.
Okay. We got up on the rabbit trail. I know you
I'm
ticked
gonna-
off some folk with
gonna-
that one.
I'm going to give you an out.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give him an out. I do not know, nor do I understand the intent and motives of an individual's heart,
Okay. There you go. I know where you're going. Okay.
but the Most High does. The Most High
issue.
says that he is
You got to whip out the whiz bang 5,000.
where
Where we going?
I'm going to need to go where Moses said to hid behind the mountain. And he came out and said, "Where is that? Is that in Exodus?
Moshe hid?
Where he appeared to Moses in the cleft of the rock?
Oh.
33. Is it Exodus 33?
Oh, yeah, I just had it. 33:21 through 23.
33:21
through 23. So that's Shemot
33.
33. Yep, you were close. You had the right street.
No,
It's not 33?
no. Where it says, "I am."
Hitting the crevice of the... No, we asked what the crevice of the rock issue is in Shemot 33 and 21.
How come I'm not 33? Exodus 33:21.
Yeah.
How come I'm not seeing it here? 17.
Is that where we are?
Crevice of the rock,
33, there's 32, 33 and 21 or 17. Here he said, I will place
Okay.
near me and stand on the rock. Yeah.
I want it 34 and 5.
Oh, okay, a little further down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yod Hey Vav Hey, that issue? All right.
So when we look at people, and this is another reason why they can't make this transfer, because they think that where they are and their prayers that they've made through God and Jesus Christ has healed them. But here's the out for them. I'm going to give them an out.
Okay.
Yahweh descended on the cloud, stood there and pronounced his name, Yahweh, Yahweh, passed before him and proclaimed, Yod He Vav He, Yod He Vav He. Yahweh is El, merciful and compassionate, slow to anger, rich in grace and truth, showing grace to the thousandth generation, forgiving offenses, crimes, and sins, yet exonerating the guilty, but causing the negative effects of the parents and offense to be experienced by their children and grandchildren. The point that I want to make here is that the Most High is merciful and he is compassionate. Slow to anger, rich in grace and truth. The fact that the Most High is merciful and compassionate is one of the elements by which that he shows his love to a negative Israel.
Okay.
Now, while he shows his love and his mercy to a negative Israel, it will not exonerate them if they don't turn to him in the day of his vengeance. So he's healed you. Jesus didn't heal you.
Right.
The one who created your body healed you.
Yeah.
He showed you grace and mercy and compassion. And if homage is going to be given, it should be given to the Most High, whom you call God. Because he understands the norm. This is how you all see me. Even though it's wrong, I recognize this is how you see me because this is what you've been taught. The Elohim of heaven has had mercy on me.
Yeah.
However, with that being said, my mode of being strong, being healthy, and not having the diseases of the nations upon me is predicated upon my ability to obey his rulings and his teachings. And that I meditate upon those day and night.
Day and night. 100%.
And that I worship, I pay homage to him and him only. Just thoughts on my mind that I've been thinking about for a couple of weeks.
Hallelujah.
Well, this has been Moray Robert B. Holman Jr. and
Moray Sean Appleton.
this has been
Hebrews in Exile. Shalom.